Okay, this video is to change some standard lights to HID in a 2002 Subaru Impreza WRX. This is the wagon that I have. So I bought a kit. This is the kit that I have. It's a standard kit thing you get on eBay. Comes with a 9007 type bulb, which is here. Keep it in the protective case until you need it. It has the connectors. This is the connector that goes to the OEM piece. These are the connectors that go to the ballast, and this is your ballast. You get two of these, of course. So let's move on to the installation. Now, access to the headlights in the Impreza is not so good. You need to remove a couple of things. So firstly, you need to remove this air intake here. It's pretty simple. Two 10mm bolts, one here, one here. Just whip those out. I've already loosened mine, so just solidify and unscrew, and then you can just pull that air intake off, and it will just come right out. Okay, on the other side it's not so simple. You need to take the actual battery out. So there's two retaining screws, one here and one here. Undo the bolts enough to loosen this retaining bar. Once you remove the retaining bar from the battery, you see the 10mm socket, and loosen the two terminals and remove that battery. Okay, then you have access to the OEM headlamp. You need to remove this. The way to do that is release this clip here. You can use either your finger or your thumb, or if it's stiff you can stick a screwdriver just to remove that tab. Pull that piece out. Then you have this circular retaining piece, anti-clockwise, half a turn. That pops out. Sometimes the rubber grommet will come with it, sometimes it won't, and that just leaves the actual bulb and the housing, and this just pulls straight out. When this comes out, it's useful to look at the notches on here. So it's got 3 notches. This is the first notch, the top one, and then there's 2 underneath. You need to replace the HID bulb in the same fashion. So 1 notch on top, and then 2 notches underneath. If you don't do that, you'll find yourself fiddling around trying to get it to fit, but it'll only go in one way. So here again is my HID replacement bulb. The first thing you need to do is get that circular retaining ring that holds the bulb in place. And you need to feed all these wires through that circular piece of plastic. Alright, now here we have it. These are the cables that go to the ballast, etc. Here's the plastic retaining ring, and there's my new HID bulb. So this is how you want the unit before you try and attempt to replace it. I've kept the protective housing on the bulb because you don't want to get any dirt on that thing until you're ready. Okay, so here it goes. This is obviously the top. I'm going to push it in, and it just sits in there. It has a rubber washer around the outside which holds it in place. So if it's lined up correctly, will slot in like that and be flush. You can see that. Okay, the next thing you want to do, peel back the grommet, push the plastic retaining thing on, half a turn, it will click and lock. That's now solid, and that's in. Okay, now here you see the rubber grommet has been replaced around the edge. Bulb is in place. This was the old OEM wiring. We're ready to reattach the wiring and to wire up the ballast. I'm on the driver's side here of a North American car, a left-hand drive. The passenger side is identical process, slightly less room on that side, but once you've removed that air intake, there's enough room to do it. Alright, here's your ballast unit. You've got to connect a Here a female which connects to the this male unit coming off the bulb, and then you have this blue female that connects to the OEM wiring from the car, which is here, and then there's two more pretty self-explanatory connectors that also wire to their counterparts. These two here that wire to their counterparts coming off of the bulb. So you have two of these coming off the bulb and two counterparts coming off the ballast. So plug all those in and you should be good to go. Let's do that now. Okay, once you're all wired in, you need to mount the ballast. I would suggest along this this plate here. It's probably the best place on the on this car. So you need to just drill a tiny hole, not too big, because you want the screw to create a little thread on the metal and catch. So I'm just going to drill a quick hole here. In fact, okay, you can see the ballast is mounted. The wiring is done. I just need to get some cable ties around there and tidy those cables up. I'll do that after I test it. So I'm just going to replace the battery now, just obviously the reverse of what you did to remove it. Once I've replaced that battery, I'm going to test the lights, and if they're good to go, I'm just going to get some cable ties and tidy up those cables, and then we're done. Okay, so we have a problem, they're not working. Just I've put a multimeter on here just to check what if the signal is correct and the voltage is not reversed, the polarity is not reversed. So picking up my reading here, I'm just going to turn on the lights and see what happens. So you can see I've got minus 12 volts here when I put the lights on. The polarity is reversed on this Subaru. I had the same issue when installing speakers. Actually, speaker polarity is reversed on these damn things too. So I just need to swap a positive and a minus around. Okay, an important thing to note here is you'll see on the original wiring harness, I have three wires going in. One is a ground, one is a high beam, and one is a low beam. The new HID kit which I'm wiring in has only two. One is obviously the ground and one is my low beam, so therefore I don't have a high beam coming out of this and going into my HID bulb. This HID bulb doesn't support the high beam, so if you put your high beams on, you'll get nothing. So an important thing to note, if you don't want to lose your high beam, you need to get a HID bulb which is a dual system, which has a high beam and a low beam. So you can see here on this 2002 Subaru, I have the ground wire to the left and the low beam in the middle. That's what works on this car. So you might need to make that change. The easiest way actually to remove these pins is to just get your finger in there and bend them down towards the curve side, and they should pop straight out, and just straighten them before you stick them back in, and they'll click in again. So I'm just going to reconnect this, put the air intake back, put the battery retaining bar back, and then I'll show you the lights.